Hey guys, it's Fatman here. If you don't know who I am, I make daily Valorant content. And if you want more Valorant content, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe because it helps me out a lot personally. And I welcome you to my family. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about FPS issues. If you've been playing Valorant and if you click this video, you most likely have some FPS issues, even though having a god tier PC, right? And I wanted to discuss this, and it's not just you. You're not alone. You can also improve your FPS. I'll show you in the video. But what I really wanted to talk about is show you this video and give you my opinions on it. This is a very important topic. I put my headset on. We're gonna go here, and this guy explains it all pretty well.
There has been a lot of FPS issues lately after patch 0.47 and 0.49. And it's mainly caused by shooting, bullet holes and Sage abilities. So I'm standing in split in the middle. I have 420, 430 FPS. So I'm gonna shoot this wall and FPS is gonna drop down. It dropped to like 260, 270 from 420. And as bullet holes disappear, the FPS is gonna go back to normal. Now, when we combine this with Sage abilities, a wall, one orb, second orb, and empty one clip, we get to around 180, 170 FPS. So, from 420 to 170.
Damn, that's a hit.
Think that this is acceptable?
That's a real
this
hit.
Is only caused by one character. There's 9 other characters, 9 other players in the game. There can be 2 Sages, a lot. Now add Brimstone smokes, Brimstone mollies, add literally any other...
Okay, so there's a lot of fucking lag in the game, so the devs responded, and I definitely agree with this guy. There's shit ton of, basically like shit ton of players in the game, and it's causing issues. Even if you have a good PC, if you have like 16 gigs of RAM, you have like a GTX 1050 Ti, it would work on, it's pretty well optimized, but in beta, not really. Even if putting it on low, this guy basically said from 400 FPS to 300 to like 100 FPS just for one player. So if there's 10 players, it drops down to like 30, 20 FPS, and that's super bullshit. So I'm gonna look into here what the devs said. So I work on performance testing on Valorant, so I can provide some insight. Couple of things I'd like to clarify. We're aware of reports that FPS is worse this patch, and we're actively investigating. Please keep reporting when this happens. We're committed to improving the performance of the game. I'm definitely hoping instead of doing that, they would release a hotfix instead, because what we need is not like yeah, you want to improve your game, but what we seriously need is some sort of a hotfix to actually fix this issue. When we talk about performance, we usually focus on frame time, not FPS. FPS equals frames per second, and frame time means amount of time it takes to process one frame. We'd like to use frame time because it provides more consistent relative swings in performance. For example, a dip from 420 FPS to 300 FPS sounds dramatic, but in terms of frame time, you're going from Okay. Speculating going from 300 FPS to 140 FPS is a 3 milliseconds frame time increase. We care a lot about maintaining smooth performance, so we don't want to see blah blah blah, There's a fair point here. What happens here is the game is still stable even though you drop in FPS. The client FPS is not showing you a per frame number, but shows you a rolling average that is calculated every frame. This is mainly to make the graph more easily readable during gameplay. This means that the reason your FPS dips when the abilities are on the screen and then recovers after they leave is just a coincidence of timing. Firing your weapon and using abilities is causing a momentary drip, but it's smoothed out in the graph so you can see a slow recovery. So basically the game works pretty well. It can run on a potato. And if this doesn't work for you, there's a huge issue with this. You're correct that bullet holes have performance impact, but not in the way you might think. We have a performance optimization in the next patch that should reduce the cost of shooting through surfaces substantially. Oh yeah, we definitely need that, to be honest. So Split is worst offender on performance. Split has so many abilities that generate so many things. She generates so many particles It's pretty damn simple, that it creates huge lag issues. You know, there's a lot of things going on in Valorant, and even if you're playing on a laptop, this game will not run well. This game was made to be optimized for bad PCs. That's how League of Legends was basically made famous. League of Legends, if it had god-tier graphics and couldn't be played in cafes in like North Korea or whatever, or South Korea, whatever, in China, they wouldn't be that big, because the thing with these games where they're that big is they're free and they're easy to use. So not a lot of other people are reporting the same issues. Not sure what's happened here, but at the start of beta I was hitting constant 200 FPS on 4K max settings. Now I'm 4K lowest settings and barely hitting 120. Yeah, as patches, you know, are causing, like, also the new gates and their effects causing FPS drops. When I'm standing at the gates during buy phase and the gates open, it freezes my screen for like a second. This is, a lot of people have these issues, and if you're having these issues as well, you should definitely look into this. Like, this is not just something, oh, you need to buy a better PC, a better RAM, because I see a ton of these posts who, you know, people type in, you know, I have like a $2,000 PC. Why is my game lagging so damn hard? And this game seriously needs some optimization. For my GTX 1050 Ti, it works pretty well. Sometimes I see a freeze or so if I run, for example, music in the background, but that's because I only have 8 gigs of RAM. If you have 8 gigs of RAM, you're basically poor in today's society. But seriously though, I see people lagging with tons and tons of good graphics on playing on low on their like pro PCs and still lagging, and I don't see why Valorant still hasn't hotfixed this. I know they need to gather more info, but if you want to play right now and it's lagging seriously for you, so you're probably wondering this in the video, if you want to play right now, just lower your graphics to the lowest, you know, make it look like Minecraft, and then you can actually, you know, play the game. That's simple as that. So definitely like the video if you're still watching by now. Let me know in comments if you experience lag. So if Sage wasn't OP, now her Q also lowers FPS. That's a good joke, to be honest. I wanted to show you this. So Sage is super OP, and I definitely think if you have to have a better PC to play it, that would be bullshit. But you can play Valorant on basically any PC. You can play it on $200 PC, you can play it on $300 PC. But I had a free FPS drop like crazy before a big patch, and it seems to be fixed for me. I'm getting 75 FPS all the time, which has been consistent. I haven't played Sage as a Sage for a while. There's like, I guess it's based on the PC, so if it's not working for you, I definitely recommend you either waiting for a patch if it's unplayable at like 5 FPS, or just waiting, you know, but I think it's different for every single person. And what I would do is step back from the game, play another game if it lags for you. That's the only issue you can resolve. Or you could also do this. Now, a lot of people don't have this issue, but after I cleaned my PC, I haven't cleaned it like for a year. I know people are gonna be flaming in the chat, but after I cleaned my PC, it worked perfectly. Everything, it worked perfectly. It was like a god tier PC, and I have like a 400 euro PC. Not that I can't buy a new one or anything like that, but I just don't play anything more than Valorant, or more demanding than Valorant. So I definitely think there's a lot of issues and examples going on that people don't realize in this game. So what I also wanted to talk about is if you put your game on low, you can also get banned if you try to change some game files. That's one thing I want to mention. So don't change your game files, guys. It can get you banned, and maybe will get you banned in Valorant, and then you can't even play the game at all. Like, there's a lot of things going on. It's just open beta, I get it. I mean, it's even closed beta, I totally get it. There's a lot of issues going on, and I definitely think you should consider, this is just, you know, they're just testing right now, and sometimes it works like that. You know, let's I hope it starts working for you after I give you the simple tips. But anyway, this is Fatman, sign out. Peace, guys.